Coming up on Look Today, a government spending package is passed with Congresswoman Elise Stefanik at the helm. How will it affect our region? I've got the details. Plus, Glens Falls loses the boys' state basketball tournament after 36 years. And Warren County supervisors push for government reform. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm J. Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Walt Lender. He's the executive director of the Lake George Association to discuss what's happening at the Queen of American Lakes. And for our 12 Days of Giving, we talk with Cheryl Hage Perez from Vet Help about the organization's commitment to helping homeless vets. Plus, it's your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik celebrates the passing of a government spending and tax package affecting many parts of the North Country. A suspension of the Affordable Care Act medical device tax was key for our district. The medical device tax has negative impacts on an industry that creates jobs in our region and improves health. Warren County especially benefits from this tax repeal because of the many medical device manufacturers that are located right here. Now, in addition, Fort Drum will receive funds for new construction of training facilities. Also, the extension of the Land Water Conservation Fund is going to benefit forests in Fort Ann. Further provisions help North Country families and students, while tax reforms allow for local business growth. This legislation includes many positive changes for our region, and it was a big win for Stefanik, who fought very hard for this bill. Well, changing from news to weather. After another overcast day, let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For the latest, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first weekend forecast. And back to the news. Well, it was just announced this morning that Glens Falls lost the state boys basketball tournament. The tournament had been hosted at the Glens Falls Civic Center for 36 years continuously. Now, this was the longest run of any tournament in the state, that is, until this morning. The vote was 14-8 in favor of Binghamton to host the 2017 through 2019 tournaments. Well, in other news, a group is calling for the reform of the Warren County system of county government. They're citing it's unconstitutional. Queensbury supervisors Mark Westcott, Doug Beatty, and Rachel Sieber, along with local taxpayer groups, spearheaded this overhaul. They believe that smaller towns have too much voting power in the Board of Supervisors committee system. The group seeks to establish a county legislature to correct this problem. Well, Rachel Sieber thinks that not all voices are being heard in the current community representation. Mark Westcott describes the county system as unbalanced. Westcott plans to ask the county to consider moving away from an appointed administrator. Now, instead, he'll have an elected county executive. Now, by the way, we'll have Mark Westcott on this program next week to discuss this further and gauge the progress of this movement. Also in the news, well, the Salvation Army is still looking for volunteers to close out the holiday season. There's less than a week left for the Red Kettle campaign. The Salvation Army of Greater Glens Falls is seeking 28 volunteers to finish out this year on a high note. Now, they need 8 people for 4-hour shifts Monday and 10 people for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, with these volunteers, the Salvation Army could reach 20% of their overall goal in just the final week. So help out, come on. For anyone interested in lending a helping hand, call 792-1960. Still to come, I interview Walt Lender. He's the executive director of the Lake George Association. He updates us on what happened in 2015 and what's going to happen to the lake next year. Plus, we speak to Cheryl Hage Perez from Vet Help, where she talks about the work that the organization does for homeless vets and how we can help them in this holiday season. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, or give us an interview, Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798 8000.